The billionaire CEO of Tesla, TSLA, Get Free Report, who completed the acquisition of Twitter on October 27 at a hefty price of $44 billion, was quick to reshape the platform in his image. He wants it to be innovative and provocative, molding it into the place where everything is said and decided. To achieve this, the techno king, who describes himself as a free speech absolutist, has opted for a lenient content moderation policy. Basically, Musk puts very few constraints on what is not acceptable on Twitter. The problem is that this strategy clashes with the philosophy of Apple and Alphabet. As app distributors, Apple via Apple Store and Google via Google Play, both companies have strict policies regarding hateful speech. When people install an app from the App Store, they want to feel confident that it's safe to do so, that the app doesn't contain upsetting or offensive content, won't damage their device, and isn't likely to cause physical harm from its use, the iPhone maker says in the Apple Store guidelines. If you're looking to shock and offend people, the App Store isn't the right place for your app. In assessing whether to include or remove apps from Google Play, we consider a number of factors including, but not limited to, a pattern of harmful behavior or high risk of abuse, Google says. We identify risk of abuse including, but not limited to, items such as app and developer-specific complaints, news reporting, previous violation history, user feedback, and use of popular brands, characters, and other assets. In view of these guidelines from the iPhone manufacturer and the internet giant, it is reasonable to think that we are heading toward a head-on collision between them and Musk's Twitter. This is what one of his fans pointed out to him. No other choice. In response, Musk acknowledged that there was a risk that Apple and Google might decide not to further distribute Twitter due to violations of their rules. He then issued a preemptive threat to the two giants of Silicon Valley, by saying that he would manufacture a smartphone, if it came to that, in order to distribute Twitter. If Apple and Google boot Twitter from their app stores, Elon Musk should produce his own smartphone, the Twitter user said. Half the country would happily ditch the biased, snooping iPhone and Android. The man builds rockets to Mars, a silly little smartphone should be easy, right? Musk replied. I certainly hope it does not come to that, but, yes, if there is no other choice, I will make an alternative phone, the tech mogul announced. He didn't provide further details, including which of his many companies would build the phone. The arrival of Musk in the smartphone industry would be a thunderclap. While it's hard to imagine how it would challenge existing players, and especially Apple, Musk would get a head start with an image and reputation as an innovator, established through Tesla. He also has a myriad of millions of fans around the world and is very present in China, the country where Apple manufactures its phones and where Tesla also has a giant factory. It is therefore not certain that the group, based in Cupertino, California, would welcome competition in a country where Musk has already an established footprint. The rivalry between Apple and Tesla could take a new turn. For many years, analysts and experts have expected Apple to compete with Tesla by developing an electric vehicle. The idea of an Elon Musk-led company creating a smartphone has caught the imagination of many over the years, so much so that some YouTube channels continue to peddle the alleged release of products like the Tesla Pi phone that's supposedly poised to compete with Apple's iPhone and other smartphones. This may sound insane, but such videos are still garnering views until today. But while such videos have become quite a running joke among those who closely follow Elon Musk and his projects, recent comments by the Tesla CEO suggest that a smartphone from a Musk-led company may not be too far-fetched at all. Musk has been neck-deep in controversy since he completed his acquisition of social media platform Twitter. Among his most recent controversial moves involved a poll which asked users of the platform if it would be a good idea to offer general amnesty to suspended accounts. The poll ended with users deciding that amnesty should be given. Speaking to the Washington Post, Alejandra Caraballo, clinical instructor at Harvard Law's Cyberlaw Clinic, called on Apple and Google to seriously start exploring the idea of kicking out Twitter from their respective app stores. Caraballo argued that Musk's decisions on Twitter make the platform dangerous. Apple and Google need to seriously start exploring booting Twitter off the App Store. What Musk is doing is existentially dangerous for various marginalized communities. It's like opening the gates of hell in terms of the havoc it will cause. People who engaged in direct targeted harassment can come back and engage in doxing, targeted harassment, vicious bullying, calls for violence, celebration of violence. I can't even begin to state how dangerous this will be, Caraballo said. Musk, for his part, has highlighted multiple times that Twitter would not tolerate hate speech or posts that instigate violence. These include recent calls to action from a group that invited people to attack Tesla stores to express their displeasure at Musk. The topic of Apple and Google potentially kicking off Twitter from their app stores was discussed thoroughly on the social media platform. It did not take long before some users like podcast host Liz Wheeler noted that if Twitter gets banned by Apple and Google, it would probably be a good idea for Musk to simply produce a smartphone himself. Musk responded positively to Wheeler's post, noting that while he hopes Twitter does not get booted off the Apple and Android app stores, he would make an alternative phone if the need arises. Plus, Musk's companies tend to inspire people, which is one of the reasons why some concept artists have already toyed with the idea of a Tesla-inspired phone. Among these is concept creator Jonas Dainert, who created a Cybertruck-inspired design for a potential smartphone following the all-electric pickup truck's unveiling in late 2019. Dainert's design was met with much appreciation from social media users. One can only hope, of course, that Musk does not release such a device because of Twitter being banned by Apple and Google. Would you use a smartphone made by an Elon Musk-led company?